Lazelle, we are wrapping up
Yes.
some of our sessions. We've been together for a really long time, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a
Yes.
great thing because you are one of my biggest success stories. I try and brag on you as often as I possibly can. Oh, yes, girl. Oh,
Oh
yes. I
my.
brag about you. I use you in all kinds of success stories when I'm talking to people to let them know that they can do it. So
Okay.
now I'm going to use you. Maybe I shouldn't say use. Use sounds so harsh. Now I'm going to ask you if you would mind. Oh, of course, the dog comes in right now
Yes.
because, of
You
course,
know what that
Africa.
reminded me of?
And he
What
just
you
busts
doing
in
in
my
there?
door, and then he's just laying here. He doesn't do anything. He'll just lay here and chill. But whatever the case may be. Thanks, Africa. So the thing is, I would like for you to share your story of how we got together and how we started and kind of like where you are, just a little bit of your journey, so other people can hopefully feel encouraged on seeing
Well,
and hearing what happened.
I certainly want folks to be encouraged, but wow, you are really making me walk down memory lane. I think it was a recommended workshop that we were um, told to go to, and that was my first introduction.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
um, it was a couple of people, and like I said, wow, this has been so long
I mean,
ago.
we've been working together for a while.
Um, but I remember it was making an assessment of what do you want to do, like your 5-year goals.
Mhm.
And I didn't even have those, and I confided in you that I don't even really dream like that. I really like to facilitate other people's dreams, but I don't see myself dreaming.
Mhm.
Um,
I remember that.
and but then I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So it was, what am I going to do about it? You can complain, whine, and moan and groan, if you will, but at the end of the day, what exactly are you going to do if you're a facilitator of dreams? What are you going to do to facilitate a dream of your own?
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, I'll go further with it. What do you got? And before you know it, I'm 30 something, going back to school, because I was never one of those that didn't enjoy school. I liked school, but as life would have it, you don't get a chance to go. Um, but I finally had an opportunity, and yeah, it was, you know, hybrid basically. Now that, when you say it these days, there were some online courses, some in on-site courses. In the beginning, it was all, on site.
Mhm.
Several days out of the week, I was going to the courses, and then eventually, because life happens, it became more online. And I remember you talking about your experiences as an online teacher, and just your general conversation, your soothing, I guess is the way I could say it. It's relatable. Relatable.
Okay.
That would be a better word I would want to use. Um, and yeah, you could give real life examples so that I could visualize what it was that you were trying to show me.
Mhm.
And I it's immeasurable, invaluable, or very valuable, immeasurable. Um, and so, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm glad that we have this relationship with one another, that if you're bragging about me, I too am bragging about you. Um,
No.
no, seriously, when we do our introductions for each of the courses, oh, I'm jumping ahead. Graduated with my bachelor's, was forced to go across the stage. But there was a recommendation by who? Dr. Yaz, that that visualization would help my children to
Mhm.
experience what it's like to see a college graduate. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
And they were
Got
proud
a
of you,
job.
aren't they?
Well, actually, I was working at that job while I was in school for the last 3 courses, because I had, not necessarily dropped out, but I wasn't pursuing finishing the degree as I had been in the beginning. Um, but I went on ahead, did my final courses. They did a big to-who and luncheon at work and everything. And then the VP of admin pulled me in and said, now that you have this degree, now we can actually do some things. I mean, they wrote me up in the paper, and it really made me feel special. So I was like, oh, this is what she was talking about. These are the things that you can accomplish. um, Fast forward a couple of years, progressively going on, and then COVID hit. And there was some cuts. I was one of those cuts, but we parted amicably. I could certainly say that. And then my alma mater made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. And I was like, okay, I'll go for this graduate degree. Why? Why did I do that? Uh,
Graduate school changes you. It
it does.
changes you.
It truly does. Um, and because it had been, how did it, 10 years since I had graduated? Um, well, now it's 10 years, but then it was, the 8 years. It had been gone to the point where my youngest son was applying for college, and here I am applying for graduate school. Um, yeah, family dynamics, I tell you. But
But it
I,
helps. It helps.
I go on to say that, yes, as you say that I'm a success story for you. I mentioned you in all of my introductions in my classes, that without the Dr. Yaz method, without my biggest cheerleader, Dr. Yaz, I don't know what to expect out of this class, but I believe that I'm open to what's going to happen. And many of the professors were like, yes, Dr. Yaz has a point, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go with it. So I'll say that now to say thank you again. I just I'm finishing my capstone, and then I have one more class, and then I will, wow, I'll have
Say it out
comma
loud. Say it.
MBA in my name. I'm just the realization is, it's crazy, because you see people and then you're like, oh wow, that I'm about to be a part of that club. That's crazy.
Mm.
Um, and yes, I got 100% on both of my sections. Thank you very much. So I am so glad I have you to just, call up, text, or, shoot a quick message to. So I thank you for that access. I truly do appreciate it. And it is my honor and my privilege to be able to speak with you and give your praises just as much as you just introduced me with. So again, thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Absolutely. I mean, again, I'm truly honored to have worked with you because when we started, you were afraid to go back. You had those fears of, I'm too old, I can't do this. I already have kids. I got a full-time job. You gave all of the reasons that most returning adults have when it goes back to school. We worked through those fears. You enrolled, you graduated, you got a promotion at your job. You were living life, doing good. Some stuff happened. Life happens all the time. You were
Right.
contemplating. You actually were scared and nervous, even with that offer that came from your alma mater. You were still scared. You still had those nervous feelings of, I
I
can't
did.
possibly go back and get it. Why would I do it? I can't do it. We worked through those fears. And how long from now are you going to be walking across the stage again for your MBA? A matter of months. And
Months.
just imagine how many years you put it off because you were too afraid or because you didn't think you could
Yeah.
do it. And then just a couple of conversations and sessions and worksheets and reflections with me, and you were able to finally get to that progress and look at where you are. I'm so proud of you, Lazelle.
Thank you.
I,
Thank you.
I brag about you every chance that I get. And so that's why I also wanted to get you on camera so that we can put it out there for other folks so that they can come and join either one of the mini workshops that I'm offering right now, or they can sign
Mhm.
up for a free clarity call. It's a little bit different from when we initially started because it was that face to
Right.
face, but with COVID, it's now an online program. So I offer those online services similar to exactly what I did with you, just a little
Right.
update for the times, but I still want to offer that opportunity. And I wanted your voice to be one of the voice to tell others that they should sign up. So here's the question for you.
Absolutely.
Why? Why should somebody work with me?
Because as I was saying earlier, you can make it relatable. The vision that they may not see because their eyes are closed, they had a different perspective. You bring it into a real world perspective and you help, or I guess facilitate, the small steps that it takes, and you make it easier with those incremental steps to get it done. When you get overwhelmed and you're like, oh, it's too much, I'll never be able to do it. With you getting an insight on what it is that someone is trying to accomplish, then you offer them, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Why would you want to do it like that? Did you know about this, that, or the other? And it broadens the perspective, and it just makes it gives someone a conception. You conceptualize what is actually out there. And if you, yeah, a roadmap that I'm like, why am I using all of these? Oh, because again, I am in the middle of my capstone, so I gotta, I use the $3 words, but just to break it down easy, um you provide a roadmap when people are lost and don't know their way. And so that would be why I would recommend the Dr. Yaz method.
Awesome. So what Lazelle is talking about is the customized learning plan. So when you meet with me in a clarity call, what we'll go through is we'll discuss some of the things that you're going through, some of the goals that you want, and I'll give you a couple of suggestions on how you can achieve that and work out a plan. We work out detailed plans when we're working together in either a 6-week program or a semester-long program or whatever is customized that you need. Like Lazelle, we've gone back and forth throughout years for her various programs, but she's always ended up being successful by the end of whatever sessions that we have. So I strongly encourage everyone, click the link or comment below mini, or click the link and I will send you the information so that you can also see one of the examples of a mini course that I offered similar to the workshop that Lazelle attended many years ago. These workshops are awesome in my opinion. I'm a little biased,
Yes,
but
I will. I
you
will.
agree? So these workshops, I
Second
think,
that.
start the foundation of some of the things that you'll need to understand what it's like to be a returning adult. So some of the tips and some of the things that you need to do to mentally prepare yourself so that you are there on your campus or online, and you are able to actually be successful, especially with the online learning environment. Some people who are used to being in a classroom may not truly adapt to that online learning. It's a very different environment than just scrolling through social media where you may or may not comment. You're actually expected to comment or participate regularly in your online classes. And Lazelle's laughing because that was one of our conversations for a while when she was going back in that hybrid. So there are a lot of things that you can pick up in some of the mini workshops, but more importantly, we dove into it and get really deep when we are working one-on-one, similar to how Lazelle and I have. And in fact, I have a couple of other videos and other testimonies and things like that, just to, make it sound like I'm real good. But nonetheless, I encourage everyone, comment mini or click the link below and I will send you that information. Until then, see you on the other side. Say bye, Lazelle.
Bye. Thank you again, Dr. Yaz. I appreciate all your efforts. Truly, I do.
No problem, Lazelle. It's truly been my honor, and I can't wait until you graduate with your MBA.